They say politics is about service, but in Africa, it seems politics has become about inheritance. We watch as fathers hand power to sons, uncles crown nephews, and the families build empires not in business, but in government. It is like a royal throne passed down, not by merit, but by bloodline. Public offices have become family estates. Leadership has become a family business. And the tragedy, the ordinary citizen, the real shareholder in this business, get nothing but promises that never pay dividends. In Africa today, politics is not just about who can serve, but who you know, whose child you are, and which name opens the door. There is a proverb that says, when the farm becomes a family property, strangers go hungry. And that is exactly what has happened to our democracy. So today, let's open the lid on this pot of truth and ask, why has African politics become a family affair? And what can we do to stop it? Today, we will dig deep, not just into the politics of power, but into the psychology of privilege that keeps African leadership trapped in the family circles. We will explore how political dynasties are built, why they survive, and how they rob nations of fresh ideas and true progress. By the end of this conversation, you will see the hidden strings behind many political decisions, and they understand why the same surnames keep returning to power like bad seasons. But I won't just open wounds. I will show you how we, the people, can break this cycle. Because until the children of the poor can compete with the children of the powerful, democracy remains an illusion dressed as freedom. Stay with me, because what you will hear today is not a political rant. It is a wake-up call, a reminder that a nation cannot grow when leadership becomes a family inheritance instead of a public trust. Let me tell you a story. First, once upon a time in a small African country, a wise old king ruled for 30 years. He promised that when his time came, the people would choose their next leader freely. But when the king grew old, he said, "My son understands my dreams. He will continue where I stopped." And so, his son took the throne. Years later, that son said the same thing to his own son. And so it continued from father to son, uncle to nephew, generation to generation, until the people no longer remembered what it felt like to choose their own leader. They began to believe that leadership was a bloodline, not a burden of service. And this is not a fairy tale. It is Africa's political reality. From Nigeria to Uganda, Kenya to Togo, Chad to Equatorial Guinea, the pattern repeats. Leadership passes like family land, and the power is shared like inheritance. Elections happen, but the script remains the same. Different faces, same families, and so the people's voice becomes like a song without a microphone. It is there, but nobody hears it. This is how politics became a family business, where power is traded in surnames and the governance is kept within bloodlines. Just watch. The first reason African politics became family business is control of legacy and wealth. You see, power in Africa is not just about leading, it is about owning. Political office is not seen as a service, but as an investment, a means to control contracts, resources, and influence. So when one man spent years building that empire, he wants to pass it down like inheritance. He doesn't want a stranger to take over and scatter his empire. That's why before the end of a tenure, we start hearing, "My son is running, my wife is contesting, my brother is the next candidate." It is not about service. It is about securing the family's future. Politics in their eyes is not a calling, it is a business franchise. As an old proverb says, when a man owns the market, he teaches his children to count the coins. That's why African politics remain a revolving door. The same names, the same families, the same games. The second reason is weak institutions and strong individuals. In countries where the system is weak, the man becomes stronger than the law. He controls the court, the army, the police, the money, and the media. So when it is time to leave, he doesn't trust the system to protect him, he trusts his family. He installs his son, his wife, or his ally, someone loyal to him, to continue ruling by proxy. That's how political dynasties survive. It is not democracy, it is family insurance. And because we have not built systems stronger than men, every man who gets power builds his own kingdom. That's why our constitutions are amended like wedding vows, for better for worse, until the power do us part. When institutions sleep, families take over the state. But there is a deeper layer, the cultural mindset of loyalty and lineage. In many African societies, we are taught from childhood to respect age, obey authority, and they protect family. And while those values are good, they can be twisted in politics. A politician says, support my son, he will continue our legacy. And the people driven by culture say, he is the son of our father, we must support him. We mistake loyalty for progress and the family for leadership. As one wise man said, when a community worships the tree that gives no fruit, hunger becomes tradition. Our respect for elders and lineage has been hijacked to sustain political dynasties. Yes, we are loyal to names, not to visions. To people, not to purpose. And that's how democracy dies quietly, by cues, by cultural consent. The fourth reason is poverty and manipulation. When people are hungry, they don't ask who is ruling, they ask who is feeding them. And so powerful families use money to maintain their hold on the masses. They build loyalty through handouts, scholarships, and the favors, turning citizens into dependents. It is the same story everywhere. They feed you just enough to stay weak and poor enough to stay loyal. As the saying goes, he who controls your stomach controls your vote. And so political power stays in the family, not because the people love them, but because the people have been made to need them. The cycle continues and democracy becomes a family recipe. Only the ingredients change. So, how do we break this chain? 1. Demand strong institutions. No man should be above the law. Build systems that protect truth, not names. Independent courts, free press, transparent elections, these are the antidotes to family capture. Vote with reason, not emotion. Don't vote for surnames, vote for substance. Ask, what has this person done? Not who is their father. Number 3, empower yourself economically. When your stomach is full, your vote is free. A hungry man can't say no to manipulation. 4, speak up. The silence of good people is the fertilizer for bad leadership. Use your voice, your platform, your art, your vote. Let no dynasty silence your dream for your country. And I ask, what are the solutions to this mirage? Imagine an Africa where leadership is earned, not inherited. That is one of the solutions. Where elections are not coronations and the names don't determine destiny. Imagine a continent where a poor child from a village becomes a president, not because of his surname, but because of his substance. That's the Africa we must build, where democracy means government by the people, not business by the family. It begins when we start seeing leadership as service, not as a succession. When we start saying this country belongs to us all, not just to one family, the future will not change until the voters do. If this message has opened your eyes, don't let it end here. Like this video to push this truth further. Share it with someone who believes that politics is inheritance. Comment below what's one political family in your country that has ruled for too long. Follow and subscribe to this channel because we are not just talking politics. We are rewriting the people's power story. Also grab a copy of my book, How Corruption Captured Africa. It is time to break the silence and reclaim the system. My friend, a country where leadership becomes a family business is a country that has sold its future for comfort. Remember this, when the same hands stir the soup every year, the taste never changes. It is time for new hands, new minds, new hearts. So I challenge you today, next time you see the same names on the ballot, ask yourself, is this democracy or dynasty? Because until we stop treating leadership like inheritance, we will keep inheriting the same suffering. Africa doesn't need more fathers and sons in power. It needs servants of the people, and that servant could be you. So rise. The family business of politics ends the day the people take ownership. Let's begin. Thank you for watching this video, and I believe you have learned a lot from this video. Please share this video as you are watching it right now so that we go viral. People of Africa must understand that inheritance of political position is no longer needed in Africa. Thank you and God bless you.